So I graduated from Brunel University last year, where I studied industrial design and technology. And as part of that, my dissertation project was designing this bump mark solution that I applied for a patent for. I realised that there was no way for visually impaired people to access expiry information on their food. And when I began thinking about this problem, I realised that I couldn't just be developing a solution just for blind people, because the business world means that if an idea isn't going to affect the majority, it probably won't be implemented. So I need to add added value for the sighted population as well. I realised that food waste is also a huge issue, and this is partly due to the poor information on our products, because it's not very accurate, and the printed date can't really adapt to what's happening to the package. So I came up with Bump Mark. It's this expiry label right here, and it's a bioreactive label, which means it's going to update itself and react to the environment around it, just like food does. So all you have to do is run your finger across the label, and if it feels smooth, it means that your food is fine. And if you start to feel bumps, it means that that food is no longer safe to eat and you should throw it in the bin. When I was creating the Bump Mark, I had loads of encouragement and support from Brunel University, and Avril at the Research Support Office suggested that I apply for a patent, which would help stop anyone copying my idea. She told me that she doesn't encourage every student with an idea to apply for a patent, because if your product isn't commercially viable, there isn't much point in protecting it. The university advised me not to tell anyone about my idea, because if I put the idea into the public domain, it would mean that I wouldn't be able to apply for a patent. And my graduate show was coming up in July, so I needed to act quickly so that I could show it there. The university actually also got me in touch with a great patent attorney who knew about my situation as a student and offered me the option of writing the application myself, and he only had to make the certain amendments, so that meant I got to keep the costs at an absolute minimum. I spent the longest week of my life researching patents and how to apply. I read article after article, and it was really important to do this to understand the structure of how a patent application is made up. I learned that the most important part of the patent application is filling in the claims. So what this is a precise legal definition of what the patent will protect, outlining what exactly makes your product unique. The research definitely paid off, because it meant that the attorney only had to check it once. So now I've got patent pending status on my Bump Mark, and I'm in the process of developing it and readying it for market, while also, because I'm allowed to talk about it, I've been finding out whether it is truly commercially viable. I've managed to get Bump Mark in retail trials with Asda, and we're currently looking at starting laboratory testing soon. Last year, I won the UK James Dyson Award, which was a great honour, seeing as he was always one of my design heroes. In the future, in terms of my patent, when that finally comes through, I can hopefully license this to supermarkets and manufacturers who want to make use of this knowledge and apply this to their products. My advice to anyone at university with a good idea is don't disclose it, don't tell anybody. And the other important thing is to actually check if there's a market need for it and if it's commercially viable, because you might have the best idea in the world, but if no one wants to buy it, then you'd be wasting quite a lot of energy and effort and more importantly, money. But if you do and are convinced that it's a good idea and people are going to want to buy it, submit your application to the Intellectual Property Office as soon as you can.